Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So here we are in Ether Raids, quite a bit early this time around because I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to record the replays later on today, so I figured might as well get all the ones we have currently recorded, and if we get any more we can just tack them on at the end. So here we go. So this week we were just going for a merge plonk defense because of course we have both Lif and Duma at plus 10. So since we haven't quite figured out what we're trying to do here in anima defense, I think we probably do need to pick up a Saros if we want to do something decent. But running Lif here, Duma, good old Shamir has been putting in quite a bit of work. Young Lara Shell doing things occasionally, and we're trolling with Deflect Missile Chrom because it is Chrom bonus, so the plus 10 HP is pretty useful to not get 2 shots. And we have our level 8 Bright Shrine and stuff here. Nothing too mind-blowing here. But first off, they're going to hit end turn against Shamir because of course they do have access to Null Sea Disrupt.
Going for the kill.
But Brave Ike does take a good chunk of damage. He does heal back quite a bit, but doesn't quite pick up the kill on Shamir. But because of that, Olivia gets to Potato and Dance. And unfortunately for them, they position their Ultina in a spot to get absolutely obliterated by Chrom because of the change fate. And, well, rip. And here they're able to pick up the 1-round KO on Olivia. Unfortunately, Wodao plus Luna is not quite enough to pick up the 1-shot, so they're able to just do that. And Brave Ike can pick up the kill here, but unfortunately for them, Brave Lucina is still in range of young Lara Shell, so that's just an easy snipe down. And here we come with Duma and company doing their thing. Duma is going to do quite a bit of damage here in classic Duma fashion. But, like usual, he doesn't pick up the kill, and so Brave Ike can heal back a good, decent bit of Ether, but there's still Legendary Chrom and Dual Lift, or not Dual Lift. Still, we probably won't get Dual Lift anytime soon. He's definitely quite a solid unit in Etherraid's defense, but and even Etherraid's offense. But Lif here is still threatening, as long as there's still allies around. And here, Chrom just gets to proc Deadeye, so Brave Ike does not stand a chance. And because of that, we get to go Rampage. Duma gets to absolutely obliterate Yorm here. Probably should try running Glimmer on him, but we're not doing that. And because of that, they surrender, and well, decided to switch off Distant Counter on Duma, by the way. I forgot to mention that. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty sure there'll be instances where running Distant Counter would have been better, but we're just trying it out. Defense res slow is kind of garbo, though, on this kind of team, because as you can see, he tends to stay adjacent to allies a lot, so not great. And here we go. Like usual, no duo's hindrance means we have a good old shenanigans with duo heroes. In particular, here we have Duo Lin and Duo Peony, and they have Duo's Indulgence as well. So they're looking pretty set on the number of actions. They also have Legendary Chrom with the change fate and whatnot. So looks like they decide to go straight in here with Duo Lin, not taking any time to wait for any further setup. They're just going to go in, take out Lara Shell, who of course can be quite a threat if you aren't too careful. thanks to change fate, they're able to do those kind of shenanigans, but they kind of just try and leave, and we all know that that's not a great idea when Duma exists. And so Duma is just gonna straight up pick up the one shot here, super comfortably, and Duel in no match for the memes of Duma. But of course, we're goofballing on this defense, so there's not very much follow-up after that. They're going to take out Duma here easily with Crom. And they decide to attack Olivia here. And now he has his special ready. Of course, they were gambling that heavy trap was fake, so that could have ended much more poorly for them than what ended up happening. But here, they're only running Glimmer, but even with Deadeye, they wouldn't have killed. So we return the favor and pick up the 1-round KO with Deadeye. And Duelif is chillin' within 3 spaces of Crom. So he's able to, you know, get some mileage there, but unfortunately Senior Shell's pretty effective against against Lif, because we're more invested into defense than res. So Senior Shell gets to do some extra damage. They go ahead there and test the Bolt Trap because they want to use it against us. Just a solid strategy, but they haven't picked up the Ether Structures yet. And they're going to just end the match here, having picked up only one of them, because otherwise Crom would be quite the nuisance to deal with. They could definitely take care of him eventually with enough attacks, but yeah. As bonus, having that plus 10 HP makes it much harder to pick up 1-round KOs without hard countering shenanigans. And here we go with this team here. This is an example of how you can use Duelif on offense to some solid results and get some solid results. We have good old It's Curtains plus Azura, pretty standard on her for Ether raids. And they start out by taking out Duma, of course, because, well, it's not like Duma's ever going to survive 2 shots from Duel In, let alone 4 shots, and especially if there's dragon effectiveness included, there's just no chance. But here they use Duelif to take out, well, Lif. Totally fitting. And they have set up Wings of Mercy range now on Duel In, absolutely guaranteed after this attack. And so now they can bring in their Azura, get some chip damage on Crom here and proc Gale Force. And now Duel In can take out Olivia. But of course Duel In can't quite take out Crom because Deflect Missile, I believe. So they do exploit one important thing I intentionally set up this defense for, and is that you can corner the ranged units if you just pummel through the rest of the units. That's what they end up doing here. And again, although Duel In can't 1-round KO Crom, they can just corner him and slowly take him out. They can break the healing tower and flop another unit there. They have all the time in the world to pick up the kills. They have a Regan here with Senior Shell, do quite a bit of damage because, of course, Crom's res is nowhere near as high as his defense. And here Azura managed to pick up the kill after proccing Gale Force, and that's GG. Just solid execution. And here we are for yet another team here. We have a Harmonized Mia, which is kind of interesting, but makes sense. On offense, you do have to initiate quite a bit, and having that damage reduction and also access to Disarm Trap is pretty useful. Let's see what they do here. Haven't watched this replay yet, but just our usual Duma catapult shenanigans. And they decide to initiate into a Shamir here. And well, with that 75% damage reduction, she's not going to be taking too much damage there, and they can take out Shamir, but they kind of are just sitting there. You know, doesn't seem like the greatest idea, because again, they didn't isolate Olivia, so young La Shell can just go terrorize here, pick up the kill on Mia before she can do any more player phase shenanigans. And get the change fate here, which doesn't really do anything, but I guess, sure. Marianne just comfortably picks up a one-shot on La Rochelle, and she does get an extra charge on her special. They decide to just hit and turn here with Brave Dimitri, but of course Chrom doubling and Dimitri not having enough defense to proc Blue Lion Rule. This means Deadeye is just going to be an absolute overkill, and Ripperonis. And Chrom happens to get into Wings of Mercy range, so he gets to go on a rampage and pick up another kill here. One thing I should probably do is give Lif Wings of Mercy, because it synergizes with his weapon for the guaranteed follow-up attack, and most of the time he's never really going to be doing anything much more than that. So, probably something I should consider, but in the meantime, we're just basically sticking with base kit. And here we go with a dual save team here. Also have dual Hilda. Of course, we don't have our duo's hindrance. Never built it. Probably never will at this rate. So, Sunshade Staff is definitely going to be useful for them, and of course the duo skill is going to also be quite useful. See what they do here. They decide to take out Shamir with dual Byleth. Seems alright. And they're just gonna hit and turn and hit the duo skill to inflict isolation on everyone, so there's no to change fate, there's no dancing, nothing, it's just everyone moves forward. So now it's their chance to go in and start nuking. And then the save units can take care of the rest.
Eternity awaits.
So just a straight up one shot there for Ruptured Sky, pretty solid. They decide to gamble on the Bolt Trap Kappa. I mean, it is a gamble, but now they can pick up the one round KO on Chrom here, because Dual Byleth is attacking his much lower res, and so it's pretty clean 1 round KO for Ruptured Sky at 1 cooldown base, pretty solid. And Dual Hilda is doing healer things nowadays and picking up the 1 round KO on Lift because they are quite offensive. And now all that's left is Olivia, so it will be quite straightforward for them to pick up the ether structures. And they have ground orders, I guess, on Felix, but they decide to not use it. And well, Byleth cleans it all up here. The final 1 round KO. And GG. And here we go. Looks like it's another more player phase oriented team. They're also running the Plumeria racing combo that I've been running on offense. Just having 2 dancers is pretty nice. They go ahead there and use everything to their advantage there. Start testing some traps, so now they know the right bolt trap is real. I think I'm just gonna break some structures and keep getting set up here. And there's definitely a lot of ways to approach this team. Decide to use Chrom here with Regan to test the heavy trap, which is also fake, so now they know both of the right side traps are real. But with that, now they're just free to engage and wreak havoc. Lena here, just easily taking out Duma. It's not like distant counter would have done anything here. And they can now dance. Gets more AoE damage. The most important one is on Legendary Chrom, of course. His base defense and res are not super high, so AoE specials are definitely quite strong for taking him out that way.
Do your best.
But they have good old Kanto shenanigans, and they can use Regan here to take out Shamir. And once again, our units get cornered, but again, this is all intentionally placed this way. All the units are intentionally placed this way. We could just not do this. But yeah, we gotta make our defense as mean as possible. It's just a merge plonk defense intended to just minimize the amount of lift we could possibly lose in any given match. But of course, that just trades off how good the defense actually is.
Be careful in the water.
Because the thing is, when lift isn't bonus, he's not really going to be doing much for us. So, just a clean win from them here. Again, also just utilizing the fact they can corner our ranged units and just attack as many times as they need to pick up the kills. And here we are with, looks like a pretty solid team here. Got quadruple mythics with a maxed out female Robin, running Hardy Bearing, presumably to screw over Desperation. Maybe stuff like Brazier, I guess, would make sense for those kind of matchups. You got Flame's damage reduction and all, so this is one of those instances where this season Chrom is bonus, and I decided to not give Olivia the Dragon Flowers
Your efforts are futile.
so she could actually infantry pulse Chrom. So because of that, I mean, it's not that it actually matters, because
Prepare to be
Robin here, or Grima, just has a lot of bulk in his green, so it's not like Deadeye and Chrom would have actually done much here. But they just bait outside of Larshell's range, of course, so they're just free to obliterate Larshell.
be mine.
And just super clean so far. Now it's just Duma and company. And now they can pick up a kill on Shamir, who is probably the last possible threat to their team here. And with that, now it's just yoinking ether structures. They decide to leave and just let Duma and company walk towards them. And with the dragon effective damage, Duma doesn't stand a chance. So rip Duma. As long as Naga exists, especially since Naga may or may not be bonus, it definitely makes Duma much worse.
I will rend you apart.
When Duma's bonus, though, can be annoying, particularly for me, because, well, I only use one offense team, so it's kind of awkward at times when Duma's bonus, because, you know, he does have a decent amount of HP, defense, and res, and Fell Breath can, denying follow-up attacks, which combos of upheaval can be quite a problem. But generally speaking, yeah, Duma tends to not be a problem. He's usually a problem for me because, of course, he comes with Bold Fighter base kit, and, well, a lot of times I want to make plays where I nuke some units and hit end turn, but then Duma's there and there's dancers there, so it's just not a great idea. And here, they decide to bait out Shamir, of course, because of Survivalist Bow, Henriette can't counter, but it's not like Shamir actually does that much damage. But you can already see the problem here, and it's that Regan's actually not in range of Far Save. It's kind of a small problem, you know, for this kind of team where they're just hyper stacked on merges and stuff. That's just oof mistake to make, and so they just surrender right away there. And with that, that is currently all the replays for this week. We still can get potentially one more replay that affects our lift. Could lose up to 40 more lift. But in the meantime, I'll just quickly check out the other scores here. Resonant Battles, already seen that. Allegiance Battles, we're always slipping week after week because we're not really improving our actual scoring. And so naturally, as people increase their scores, we're going to drop ranks. And Arena here looks pretty dicey, but we'll probably stay. I don't think if people go ultra tryhard and we when we end up potentially getting kicked out of tier 21, I don't think I can do another run. I don't think I'll have the time to, so we're just banking that all 758s is enough. And either way, even if I wanted to do another run that involves finding a 760, and apparently they just don't exist for me. I don't know why. My team score is 748 to 762, so of course it's going to be rare, but it just seems like they don't exist at all. Probably has something to do with the units I'm using and the particular builds and individual scores. But Arena Assault, well, like we mentioned, it's just hyper competitive nowadays. That the new highest scoring is 766 since quite a few months ago now, and well, everyone's kind of scoring more while we're just staying stagnant. So 5350, which would used to be on occasion top 50, is not even close to top 50 now. And well, with that, we will be back if there's any other replays, but otherwise we'll be back when the results drop in. Alright, looks like we actually have 2 more replays here, and I did manage to find a little time slot here to record the last of them. Looks like we got ourselves quite the duo skill spam here. We got 2 dual ins and a peony. Duo peony, let's see what we get here. So far seems pretty standard, just getting, oh, they also have the duo's indulgence as well, so that's 4 duo skills, which is 4 actions, and peony can dance. There's Plumeria, so there's 6 actions. Well, not entirely sure that was the greatest play there. Just going in like that. They do take care of Larshell here, but what is their follow-up? And it doesn't really seem like there is one, so it's going to be Rampage mode. It's actually been a while since I've seen a 99 actually be an exact 99, so that's cool. Because of course the interface only registers as 99. If you do more than 99, you're not going to see anything different. But this dual in looks like she barely 2-shots Doom. It's literally exact lethal. Of course they could have had dual peony set up to be in the same column so they could get the extra attack, but you know, if Defense Res Solo actually did something. But yeah, that's not today. Of course, we got the good old to change fate shenanigans. So it's another kill for us here. And yeah, they really should have just been able to steamroll the team, except maybe the only difficulty again would be Crom. But again, if you plan it out correctly and you have lots of duo skills to spam out and whatnot, you can just corner him and slowly chip him away, because you can see here that's what they do here. They're just using Naga to safely chip down Crom until Dual Lin can finally pick up the kill. Because otherwise, Duelin's probably not surviving a hit unless there's like Miracle or something. I've seen Miracle Duelin, it's just that's... I don't know. When it works, and when it doesn't work, it's just a dead slot. Because Duelin's actual attack stat, you do need to hyperstack it to get the best results. Of course, Duo Peony always helps out with Vonda the Elfer, and there's also like Duo Hilda and stuff nowadays for buffing attack by pretty large amounts. So yeah, Miracle's kind of it works, but again, not always the best. And last but not least here, we got ourselves more Duelins. I wonder what I should do for my anima defense so I see fewer Duelins. Because of course we're goofballing and running Deflect Missile on a Crom that can get cornered. So, not really a big problem for people who want to use Duelin against this kind of team because, well, there's plenty of ways to tackle this team. Looks like they just decided to take out Shamir. Pretty standard. Most people do like to just take out Shamir because she's more on the isolated side of things. Ruptured Sky is kind of an interesting choice because, again, it scales off the enemy's attack. I would much prefer, I don't know, Glimmer Moonbow just seems fine. But yeah, nothing too much we can do here. They just use our structure placement to hide, and again, all this is intentionally designed so people can make these plays if they do see it and choose to make a play that exploits it. But here, Regan, good old damage reduction and whatnot, going to comfortably survive Duma's counter, and well, Legendary Byleth takes care of Crom pretty consistently, like in arena and whatnot. It's the only way for Crom to pick up the kill on Legendary Byleth is to either have him chip down already, or to proc Deadeye. But if Legendary Byleth can definitely tank Legendary Crom pretty consistently, and he kills consistently, of course, because Crom's res is not great. Sublime Heaven scaling against Crom is a bit suspicious, but at the end of the day, Legendary Byleth is a green unit attacking Crom's res, so overall this week on defense did better than we really should have. We definitely luck sacked on the order of some of these matches, but you can see here we're 2 lifts shy of 21,100, which is typically like ballpark area for top 1k. You typically do need to go a decent bit over 21,100. But you know, if we didn't goof that that one offense match this week, could have made top 1k. But I'm definitely happy with the first week of using our plus 10 Plumeria. Definitely been super helpful, and well, her tome's not the world flower. What is it called? Flower Plenty? I think that's the wrong weapon, right? Well, it is Flower Plenty, yeah. The range on this is pretty meh, but it's okay. Also, I kind of wish I was actually buffing res on my team, because Plumeria just can't really survive a lot of hard-hitting res attacking units when her HP is just so low, so that's something we'll have to deal with later. But in the meantime, it looks like indeed we will be staying in tier 21, and it is Legendary Azura bonus for the next 2 seasons, and it's going to be water season for both of those seasons. So we're just going to be hyper stacked in arena for the next 2 seasons again. We'll be easily staying in tier 21, because what our score range is, like our minimum score is going to be 756 or something, so it'll be perfectly fine. The only difficulty is going to be feeding legendaries or the bonus kills depending on the matchup. If there's a lot of some particular units running around, then yeah, that might be the difficult part, but that's what the rest of the units are around for, to help support that one bonus kill. But anyways, that seems like that's all the replays we're gonna get this week, so we'll be back when the results drop in. And results here, just outside of top 1k. Again, not the end of the world, would have been cool, but that's what happens when you goof even one of your matches in Ether Raid's offense with no escape ladder. So this week on defense is going to be quite interesting. Bramamond is bonus, so we're gonna have an absolute miserable time on offense, but you know, this team is going to be a meme. We got ourselves turn 1 Deadeye, turn 1 Luna, turn 1 Luna, turn 1 Luna, you know. The usual shenanigans, just with bonus stats. Should probably change out Bramamond's seal, since he basically never gets to initiate, so Death Blow is pretty useless. But, nah. We're just not gonna bother with that. It's part of making the defense a meme, I guess. But yeah, we'll see what shenanigans people will pull in Vault of Heaven. Unfortunately, I'm still debating whether I want to use Chrom and actually score on offense, or just continue our usual shenanigans with Nino and company and see if we can stay in Vault of Heaven with that kind of Garbo offense team against bonus Bramamond, which is basically bonus Bramamond comes down to, can we get Bolt Tower level 8 damage down? Which is not a great question to ask in Ether Raid's offense. if you're completely reliant on Bolt Tower, like my particular offense team against some particular defenses, yeah, not a great spot to be in. But top exactly quarter of 1k seems alright, and allegiance battles just the usual. I don't think we'll be dropping out of top 1k allegiance battles for quite a bit longer, especially if I get around to actually merging up Wind Legendary Hero or something. I think we'll be fine, trademark, but we'll have to see, But until then, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.